I'm waiting on the weather to cool off to cut this grass, but I don't know if I can do it much more. See those big clouds over there? I'll probably show you more on that later, but I got called out on not making a detailed enough video, and that's so funny because Fast Monty, I was talking to him the other day on and off, and I was admiring his extremely detailed videos. And it's not that I'm lazy, it's that I kind of assume everybody, you know, kind of what they're doing, and I shouldn't do that. Yeah, you see, let's see if I can get that focus down there. Yeah, they're pulling up the genetically modified soybean down there. That's where all the clouds are. There's the pretty moon. So let me go in there to Bonnie, and I'm going to do what I can to just explain. This is not going to be an assembly, disassembly. I'm just going to show the bracketations and everything else about this thing. And this is just because I got criticism and I deserved it and I appreciate it, and I'll try to do better from now on. I always feel like my videos run too long. Always going off and talking and just don't know when to shut up. And that's probably very true. Alright, so let's go. Is it that way? I think it's that way. Okay. Oh, there she is. Let's go over here. I guess we can just keep it continuous. I don't think that I latched her all the way down because I don't usually do that. Simply because I disconnect the batteries all the time. Oh boy, I sleep good at night knowing the batteries are disconnected. So let's turn, I'll show you what it's like down here. You do this, and this. You can't pass inspection in this county without this kind of special stuff here. So let's see if I can get everything else on. Let me get some more lights on. And that's my other problem, is I don't have enough light. I kind of forget. All right, let's go over and turn the big light. Let's turn these lights on so we can. Got some pretty good sunlight, but I want to get that light on right there. Okay, I got the stream light going here, which is my new best friend, my new favorite tool of the day. And I'm going to show you what I can here. So there's, this is 1964, I think it's in the title, Bonneville 380, the original 389. Forgot how pretty it was. Mick is coming tomorrow, so we will see about that. He's got some Lexus problems, imagine that. So here's, let me talk about these brackets and get the best light I can. Your more straight bracket goes, now that bolt will be a little longer, and be sure and put some sealant on some of these bolts. So there's your first bracket. Sorry, here. We'll just use this as a pointer right here. And that one's kind of straight. What the hell's going on out there? Farm trucks. Okay, so there's your first bracket, and then your kind of more bent bracket right here goes to your, remember that bolt's going to be a little longer too. You got to be real careful with hardware here. And then there's your alternator, and then, ooh, it gets kind of tricky in through here, doesn't it? Okay, so your bracket that bolts to the block is pretty simplistic as I remember. It kind of only goes on one way, and it slides here, and then you can see that stuff. Well, this can get pretty tricky. You know, you're right about me not being very detailed about this. Wish that big. Now the reason you have a great big wheel on the power steering pump is to slow it down. So here's this funky bracket. This kind of T-berry bracket right here. T-berry gum, remember that? And there's a bolt here. Okay, right here and here. And that one goes through the bottom of the alternator. So this long, funky, somewhat T-shaped bracket, the two bolts go toward the top. This is your alternator. This goes directly into the monster bracket that you bolt to the block, and it's right here. You will see right here. Oh God, this is terrible. I gotta do. Let me soften the light a little bit. And then maybe I can bend that down and stick it right here. I'll stick it right there. Okay. maybe I can explain this a little better and get it to focus. Okay, yeah, you can kind of see here. Come on, focus, you fack. I don't know what's wrong. Well, okay, you can see it a little better now. So this is an individual bracket right here. And the single piece goes down to the bottom. And you can see where the power steering, this is the other end of the power steering, is here. And that's also on a slide bracket. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts here. And down at the bottom, the very, very bottom one, boy, that is just not focusing in the least, is it? Let's see what I can do. It's this one right here. Well, just have to trust me. Probably 6 o'clock position underneath this thing. Now, I'll tell you another secret too. All of this, you have to loosen all of this to get the power steering pump to adjust. If you get a belt, I'll tell you this secret too. This belt's very nice and tight. I forgot how good I did that. If you get a belt that's too short, this pulley will obviously hit this bolt right here. And so you got to be careful about that. And you know, this is a tricky. I can see why anybody would be questioning this. This is a tricky little number here. So I don't think there's anything else back there. So you can see the bracketations going on right there. Let's just kind of pull out and I'll just kind of give you a visual. Well, they're really making a lot of noise over there. So there's your visual of that. And I think I mentioned I'm not going to run the air conditioning in this. It works. I just don't want to run it. And you can see that there's a big washer back here. There's a big washer before this particular bracket, which is a permanent bracket, and it goes all the way through. Okay, so we got that going, and just let's just go around and look at that. Okay, I'll try to be a little bit more deliberate about showing you. Okay, and then there's that. Well, I just can't get in there to show you every little thing, but that's more or less the way it works. And even if it is right, you got to keep going around and around on this thing, make sure everything's tight. So there's all that is, and you can get this out of there. You can pull up on this hose and get this out of there. So that's it. And oh, I guess that's a good point too. The bend in this T-bracket comes out at you. There is a little bit of a ledge right there. So that comes out at you. It's almost impossible to put it in backwards. But I wish I could give anything to get down in there and show you better. But that's about all I can do. That's really about all I can do. Let's see, is it because of... Nope, I'm on the way in. And there's another bracket you need to think about too, and your hardware will change on this too. This is the engine hoist bracket here. If you don't have one of those, get it. It looks more factory if you don't have that bracket there. And you can see where I got all the RTV around that. What a crazy connection that is. And then I got my water pump tightening thing down. All of this is so important. I'm lucky to have the air conditioning, original air conditioning bracket. That held the big old A6 compressor. So I don't know what else to do. If you got any other questions, I don't really think there's any real good diagrams in the book even, because these things varied so much. So that's that. And I can't get under it, but there you go. Maybe that's focusing a little better. But I love helping people on YouTube, because they sure have helped me. So I'm going to back out slowly, and you can sort of see what it's supposed to look like. Okay, well that's about all I got. I got another problem up at the house. I'll go into that, and that's a different thing. Remember, that's a Ford sticker. Don't duplicate that. That's off my 62 T-Bird convertible. A kit. I had to get a couple of kits to get all that stuff working right. Okay, well, I'll do anything to help anybody I can. So if you got any questions or comments, just ask me, and I'll do what I can. I surely will. And be it the TR4, the Healy, not that car. That car there is a pain in the tail. The Spitfire, and sometimes tractors. All right, give me a thumbs up and hit the like and subscribe, and let's all work together, okay? Okay. Local, local, local. Libby's, Libby's, Libby's.